The Acolyte Episode 5 is in the books, and we have the greatest lightsaber battle in the history of Star Wars in a dark forest, obscured and behind trees, of course. And folks, we're here to tell you, although lightsabers might not actually kill Sabine, we have finally found a use for them outside of flashlights. That's right, folks. Lightsabers are the greatest hair-cutting mechanism in the world. Hello, folks, and look out, scissors. You've been replaced. Yes, you thought this show was all about scissors. Ha ha, chuckle, chuckle. But no, scissors are actually being kicked out of Star Wars canon now. If you need a good haircut, you go and get yourself a lightsaber. Bad Twin May likely to open up a barbershop after this thing's over. That's what we are being told is going to happen in this. Like a 7-year-old telling you, hey, we can make the bad guy change his hair by shooting his hair into a new haircut. That's the kind of thinking that Leslye Headland brought to the table when she decided to do the Acolyte. And folks, we're here to tell you it's not all right. It's bad. Is it the best of the bad? It's the best of the bad, yes. And the baddie is exactly who you all knew he would be, and we knew he would be as well. You thought a woman was going to be the bad guy? I think not. I think not. And shot for shot, this thing is absolute snot. You all knew that was going to be the case. We did too. Click the like button and let's dive in to just what we saw. But folks, before we do, you came here because we've got something, and I want to show it to you. This came out yesterday, same day as episode 5. Look at this out of Deadline. I want to show you what is stated in the article, yet not stated. Take a look at this. It's by Justin Kroll, and it says the Acolyte creator Leslye Headland signs with CAA. Well, what the heck is that, and what's it about? Let me tell you. Fresh off the success of her Star Wars series, The Acolyte, I love the framing, director Leslye Headland has found new agents as she is signed with CAA for representation. So, pause for a minute, folks. Let me explain. Okay, so Leslye Headland managed to get a gig with what should be one of the biggest franchises on the planet under the most powerful woman in Hollywood, Kathleen Kennedy. But she needs new representation because whoever was representing her before and managed to pull that one off, apparently they're not good enough. Think about that for a minute while we read the article. Headland created the series starring Lee Jung-jae and Amanda Stenberg. The Acolyte reached 4.8 million views in its first day of streaming, which, by the way, makes it about half of Ahsoka, marking the biggest series premiere of 2024 for Disney+. Because there are no series premieres in 2024 for Disney+, outside of X-Men 97, which never charted on the Nielsen charts. Prior to this series, Headland co-created the Netflix series Russian Doll, which garnered 13 Emmy Award nominations in the first season. Her additional television credits include Terriers, Heather, Single Drunk Female, and Dying for Sex, which recently wrapped production. All of these sound like the pedigree of someone who should be in charge of Star Wars. Headland also wrote and directed Yada Yada Yada. We all know the only reason she's doing this is because she was the former personal assistant of Harvey Weinstein. That is how she got into this. That is her main name for acclaim. That is Leslye Headland's origin story. Take a look at this, though. It says Headland is among the latest CAA signings that include Anatomy of a Fall Academy Award winner director Justine Triet, Westworld co-creators Lisa Joy and Jonathan Nolan. Headland continues, reading down here, Headland continues to be represented by Sugar 23, very serious name, and Steve Younger at Myman Greenspan, Fox Rosenberg, Mo Basser, Younger, and Light. Okay, cool. Pro, what does this have to do with anything? Why are you showing this to us? This is supposed to be an episode 5 review. Hey, folks, you know what's in this article but not in this article? Little sleight of hand here. If Leslye Headland is signing with CAA to find gigs, if she's trying to find gigs, the only reason she's trying to find gigs is because she doesn't have a gig. What does that mean if she doesn't have a gig? Well, here's a thought. If I knew that I was going to be working for the next 2 to 3 years on the Acolyte Season 2, isn't that what I would do? If I was so good at what I had just done that Kathleen Kennedy wanted to hire me for a Star Wars movie, would I need new representation? Why would I need new representation? Didn't I already have representation that got me on board with Lucasfilm? Good grief, isn't that prestige? What's wrong with the old ones? Folks, just read the tea leaves here. I'm telling you, I think this article is saying, without saying it, that Acolyte Season 2, it's not happening. Let's go to the review, folks, and I think you'll see why. I just wonder how many lightsaber hilts can possibly be destroyed in a single episode. It is
and miraculously,
I don't think the hilts are destroyed. I think
miraculously
kind
turned back on.
Kyber crystal thing.
Yeah, really? all the Kyber crystals are exploding. Apparently, there is Leslye Headland. Let it not be said that she will that she is varied in her approach to anything. There are many lightsabers destroyed. I got to say, the fight between and folks, you know we're doing spoilers tonight. The fight between Jecki and our new cartel member, Smilo Ren, that has to be the funniest thing I've ever seen. You're talking about two people. You're talking about a 5'2" woman, girl, versus a 5'2" dude, apparently, or 5'3". I mean, very small people attacking each other. And that little 5'2" girl elbowed him and busted his helmet wide open. And then when he stabbed her, discount Qui-Gon is like, no, she was just a girl. And I'm like, she just Hulk Hogan his mask off. She's not a little girl. She's vicious. She's a vicious little cheetah woman. Guys, am I being harsh? I know that some are going to say this was the best of them. It's because there is action.
Oh,
I laughed a lot.
Praised as the best episode just because of the lightsaber fights.
Yeah,
I laughed a lot, guys.
Well, also there's actual things that happen in the plot in this episode. Finally, nothing happened in the plot of the last episode. At least nothing
happens in the plot
sense
here, though. Either I'm going to disagree with you on that. What do you think happens in the plot here?
First of all, people die. We have the revelation that it is exactly who everyone thought it was.
Everybody dies.
He finally,
it's not plot, though.
There's at least some dialogue. Some people are directly confronting each other. There's the I don't know how much of this plot we want to give out right now.
Oh, listen, this is full on. Anything you want to say goes.
There's the Parent Trap switch.
It's the Parent Trap. They're doing it. They're literally doing it. They fell into our meme. They're doing the Parent Trap.
So
where's Haley Mills?
I never noticed that their hair is different lengths. So she gives herself a lightsaber haircut at the end, and it's supposed to be menacing.
Their hair wasn't different until this episode, Jonas. They made it long just to do this.
They did have May's hair longer last episode, but I think the first two episodes it was the same.
Listen, continuity is out the door. Well, okay. Another of my favorites tonight, guys, is Lightsaber Boy. Lightsaber Boy takes a frickin' lightsaber to the leg. It should have chopped his leg off. He can't get up. He's on the ground as cartel member is attacking him. And then, after cartel member decides not to kill him for reasons unknown, then Lightsaber Boy, whose real name is, what's his character's name, guys?
Yord.
Sorry.
Okay, so Yord, after his freaking leg was just slashed by a lightsaber, suddenly gets up and hoofs it across the planet like nothing happened as he's taking Good Twin back to the ship. Like, it's just like, oh, I'm sorry. My leg was basically detached from the rest of my body, but forget that. Now we're walking on our way back to the ship. It's over. We're just doing this.
He had plot armor executed for bizarre reasons. Yeah, somebody's head should have been cut off. It's this makes no sense. Also, the guy ran away from the fight when he had a killing stroke on Jecki and then decides to kill her 2 minutes later. There's so many things that it just seems like they wanted the show to go on a little longer. It really is. It is a lot of nonsense, or the fact that she defeats him by attaching. She says, "I love you, Pip," or something like that about the droid. He gets
taken by the Beatles.
Yeah, the weird bugs that they
Venomoths.
He gets taken. So okay. I was laughing so hard during this time. I'm sorry, folks, if I'm a little bit off. Listen, I'm juiced up on caffeine, and I had a great time. So cartel bad guy, okay, Smilo Ren, is about to be killed by Discount Qui-Gon. Right. And he's about to be killed by Discount Qui-Gon, and he should be killed by Discount Qui-Gon because he's a Sith. But then Good Twin says, Jedi don't kill Sith, which, okay, that's a surprise.
No, they're just aping Revenge of the Sith there. That's all just member berries key jangling. That's all that was.
So he doesn't kill him. So then he gets his lightsaber back for no reason. Like, we're going to fight again. Like, okay, could we not handcuff him? No. We're just going to let him fight us again. And then the big way, this is better than the butter knife to the boob in episode 1. This goes down. They thought they had a Mufasa moment here. They thought they had a moment with the wildebeest. She throws Pip the flashlight droid onto the bad guy's back, and because of that, the beetles from the prior episode swarmed out of the trees and take him up like the hyenas at the end of Lion King.
So
that's the way he gets killed.
The beetles are attracted to the droid for some reason?
No,
it's all white. She turns on the flashlight function.
Oh, okay.
Not
so
just
it's
the oil spraying function.
Remember the lightsaber
not
is a
just
bug
the
zapper
flamethrower function, but the light function.
Remember, I'm not watching this, so I'm trying to picture all of this.
It's so bad.
Yeah,
Can you imagine if Darth Vader had been taken by bugs and then we're supposed to be impressed by him? Like, he's got all the force powers in the world, but he can't shoot a bunch of bugs off of him.
There's so many things in here that are just so cringy. Everyone's finally talking, and the dialogue is hilariously bad. People are just saying things in the way that if you watch a show that is in a foreign language translated into English, you have to assume that it plays a little bit better or makes a little bit more sense in the scene. Like he says, "The Jedi say I can't exist. They see my face, they all die." Like, that's just a line out of the blue. Like, the Jedi don't even know that you exist.
That's also a major issue. I mean, you can go back to Attack of the Clones. Remember, Qui-Gon actually leaves Obi-Wan at the ship. These people don't leave anyone at their ship. It's completely unguarded. They have no radio communications whatsoever. It's just all nonsensical.
Listen, it's so nonsensical that there is one scene where good twin and bad twin, they're having their moment where bad twin is saying, "You don't know the Jedi," and she shoots discount Qui-Gon, Zilver, and he falls to the ground. He's been stun gunned. Okay, so he's down. It cuts, and it's like some weird video game where they've taped different scenes and they just don't know how it's supposed to go together. We cut to a new scene where they're meeting each other again on a cliff. No reason, but they're literally as if this never happened, and discount Qui-Gon is gone, and they have another conversation about this. And that's when bad twin, in the most hilarious way possible, cuts her hair with a motion that should have decapitated herself, but I'm sure looked cool, and therefore that's the only way they could do it. She slices her hair in the most stupid way possible, and then that's how we get to another cutback with bad twin going to get discount Qui-Gon. It is insanity in the editing room. Nobody knows what they're doing with the show. Nobody. Listen. Okay, I'm going to say this. Ahsoka look good. This makes Ahsoka look good.
I have to ask.
They turned you against me.
Okay, Lauren, I have to
Revenge of the Sith, and
I have to ask you, Lauren. Can the Jedi read people's thoughts?
Well,
yes,
sort of. They can read impressions. It's considered
Lauren,
a Sith.
They can. Kylo Ren sucks.
No,
brain sucks.
We don't.
Soul now.
We don't count that. That doesn't count. Well, I guess I should say, if you were going to reach in and forcibly pull people's thoughts out, that is a Sith ability. The Jedi are not supposed to do that.
Okay.
So also there is the ability to throw up mental defenses. So it's not 100% that you can get in there. It all depends.
Okay. Lauren, as we welcome in Culture Casino for this one, and Culture, just so we know as you come in, have you seen the episode?
Yes, it was hot garbage.
Okay, hang tight. Lauren, I've got a lore question for you. And then Jonas, we need to get to super chats before we dive into this dumpster fire. But folks, I had fun. This is horribly bad to the point of I'm literally laughing. Guys, you may think I'm doing this like theatrically for the crowd. I'm telling you, I still am wiping tears out of my eyes. When they did the Parent Trap, I literally was crying. I was laughing so hard because they fell into our master plan. Lauren,
I was the
can the Jedi headbutt lightsaber hilts and break them with their heads, because Jackie Chitara can headbutt a lightsaber hilt.
See, we passed by something else stupid in order to get to this next stupid thing. So we'll come back to my stupid thing.
Well,
later.
I think we'll have to. I think we need to go over like a breakdown by breakdown.
We will after Super Chats. We will. I promise.
She doesn't. She's got an arm around her neck. It's May, which is evil twin. Has her thing around her neck. She's going to choke her or something like that. And she, instead of butting backwards with her head, she butts forwards and hits something. I don't know what.
Come on, obviously, man. She hits the lightsaber hilt. She breaks the lightsaber hilt 3 inches from her head with her head.
With the lightsaber, so it doesn't even matter.
It doesn't.
Why she decides not to use the lightsaber is so stupid. Also, he uses the word acolyte again because they think that's the coolest word.
I was this many days old when I realized that rock burns and hair doesn't.
That's a really good point. So, Smilo Ren, Pro, you're muted right now if you don't realize that. Smilo Ren has a helmet on, and they tell him, "Take off your helmet," and he says, "So you can read my thoughts."
It's not Magneto.
He is Magneto. That's literally what it is. It is Magneto now. He has the helmet as Magneto. It's clearly an X-Men thing.
Also, it's a very confusing costume. It really
Soul can read people's thoughts. They do show that in the previous episodes that he literally can read people's minds. He reads May's mind and realizes that she doesn't know who her master is. But then she says she's gonna tell who her master is, and apparently she can give them information. It's gonna turn herself in, and then all of a sudden now she's fighting Jackie after Jackie's trying to arrest her. It's all nonsensical. It's just completely doesn't make any sense at all.
Can I also throw this in here? His costume looks like it's on backwards.
So I want to clarify a little bit, and I guess ask a question here. When this guy is reading these people's thoughts, are they willingly opening up to him, or is he's forcibly reaching in?
He's forcibly reading their thoughts, like Professor X would do.
Like when she's doing. If we're talking about Lee Jung Jae's character, Master Soul, in episode 2, or 3, 2
with May.
Oh wait, 3 is the flashback.
3 was the flashback.
Okay, so when he's reading her thoughts, she's doing like one of those Jedi exams where somebody holds up something and she's supposed to be reading what's on the paddle, and he's reading her thoughts.
It's basically like Ghostbusters. You get the idea, except her chewing gum is not zapped out of her mouth. Like I said, I laughed hard.
I rolled my eyes and I was like, why am I even watching this? This is
Bro, how many more can we get before we...
we got to do the recap. And John has suffered. All right, folks, we're going to... I have recapped this in the past. I'm not doing it tonight. John and Culture, they have suffered tonight in a way that I didn't, because I moved on to just nitrous oxide. So, John, recap us on this thing and tell us what you watched.
Sure. So, like, the show opens up with like the dumbest opening possible. Osha has like woken up from being knocked out by the Sith, because if you recall in the last episode, she was force waved out of the way. So she wakes up, and what is her first concern? Where is my robot? Where's Pip? Where is the robot? It's not like, where's my sister? What's going on with the Jedi? Who's this guy that knocked me out? Like, what's even happening? Nope. It's where's the robot? And then you basically have the Sith guy just runs around and is killing all the red.
Hold on, you've missed something here. She wakes up, and yet again, there are bodies all around her that have somehow been off screen. And there's red dust everywhere. Tell us about the red dust. What is the red dust, John?
I have no idea. It was like shaped
none of us do. That's the
literally
best part.
it was like the bloody hand on the stormtrooper helmet in the sequels.
Except it's like 20 yards of it, and it's everywhere in the jungle. Yeah. And the reason I asked you, John, what is it? None of us know. It's not important. At this point, if you're asking those kinds of questions, you don't understand what kind of show you're watching. Like, if you're wondering, what is this? Like, what's significant? No. You're off base. Just go with it. Culture, can you tell us what the red dust is? What's the red dust, Culture?
You're muted.
I have no idea what the red dust was. I thought it was going to burn her face. I'm like, okay, that's going to burn her face. It makes this really burny sound. Nah, no idea.
maybe
it's is it the fecal matter from those little bug things that seem to be rather worthless?
Somebody had a bad night at Chipotle. That's all I can.
It could have been
John
dandruff.
What?
Good. All right, John, keep going.
Can I just say this, that like the horny chick? That's probably not the right way to say that. What's her
Daphne
name?
Keene, X-23. Soul.
Yes, but what's her actual
Padawan.
character name?
Jackie. Yeah, She-Ra.
Okay, all right. She became the only thing worth watching for 5 minutes in the show.
No.
No, she was. Listen, it was like watching little people wrestling when she was fighting. I mean, it was really. Okay. And that's what's so funny about this. This guy has to be like 5'2". These women are 5'3" tall.
He is short.
He's got to be really short. He's their same height. They're diminutive.
He's really, really. I'm going to say that I don't know why they thought that they should introduce this character as the apothecary in the previous episodes. He was too playful. He was too strange. He just looked like a greasy-haired urchin. There's nothing about him that's intimidating. The fact that he's constantly talking about this other person and how mean he is, it just makes him even weaker. So
we have to explain them to the audience because they don't know this yet. Yeah. So it turns out, folks, that the guy who made the green apple poison goo, he's the big baddie. Last time we saw him, he was like, "I'm upside down in a trap," and now he's supposed to be this menacing guy. And
we had
so Bozo the clown is now the baddie.
We did see her disarm her in the second episode at the very end. Remember, he massively overwhelms her.
I still think that we already knew who Smilo Ren was.
Yeah,
I mean, there really was only one way to go. And look, no, I was trying to compliment them for their 7-8-year-old class at their kendo class with the lightsabers. I thought that worked out really well. And then they mixed in a little I don't know, Kempo. A little force foo. The fight scene was ridiculous, but for 2 minutes, I mean, really, she looked like she could.
So let's put it this way: if you did not know that she is a child, and she's probably 5'2", if you didn't know those things, it might have since I know that, it was difficult for me when she headbutted a lightsaber hilt into oblivion. And when she also headbutted, or no, she didn't headbutt. She elbow dropped a helmet into a smithereens. That's what she did. Go ahead, Culture.
When you headbutt something and you have horns on your head, do you notice that?
She didn't hit him with the horns. She hit him straight on with her skull. And just like a champ, man, a champ.
Front of the skull, back of the skull. I'm also going to point out that somewhere they fight without lightsabers, and there's no force foo whatsoever. It's just literal martial arts for just a couple of seconds.
We'll come back to that because it's really important. Culture.
No, they went from kendo to kempo. That's what was my comment. But okay, now she has horns like everywhere, right?
I don't know, and I don't want to know. Culture. You're asking a question that takes us in places no one wants to venture.
But you would think that when she rears back, she'd stab somebody in the head.
Maybe she has horns on her elbows, and we just don't know.
I have a lot of questions.
Also,
do we all.
They literally mentioned that she picked up the Master Kel Naka's lightsaber right before she uses it, and then later on, it's revealed that she has 2 lightsabers. So I don't know. It's the weirdest.
She still had hers.
It's the weirdest. Like Chekhov's gun, like later they throw in a line so that everyone knows that she has 2 lightsabers, but then she doesn't use it until a minute later in the same fight. And she's smiling big. She shows that she has it and then takes a breath and then ignites it. It's all this like, hey, this is what I'm gonna do next. Like trailer style stuff.
So, but see, what I'm disappointed about is I was looking for her Arya Stark moment, where she ignites that other lightsaber right into Smilo. See, she didn't take advantage of the opportunity.
Smilo got that moment.
All right, guys, it's time for our first Nerdrotic tweet of the night, and this is
what I was pointing out. Exactly.
This is glorious. It's 11 seconds. I don't know if we'll get away with it. We don't care. We're playing it, folks. Welcome to the Acolyte After Party. Here we go.
What are you? I have no name.
I am just very much overacting on everything.
I have no name yet. I am called a
Jedi
Sith.
like you
Okay.
might call me Sith.
Also, I have killed everyone else in like 2 seconds, but I will monologue with you for 3 minutes with this woman here for no reason.
Yeah, the fact that he didn't already kill her is mind blowing. But yeah, and why is he adopting weird accent? Like this is like his third accent in the show.
Exactly. I mean, this guy, he's the same actor, but he's not. I'm hanging upside down now. Now he's like a Mexican cartel guy. I don't know what's going on.
It's that one guy on. Oh man, what is his name? He's that British actor that's on Picard season 1, where they put all the hologram characters in there just so he can have a different accent in every scene, like the classic theater kid thing where they want to show off all these, grade C accents over and over and over again instead of like doing a normal scene. Bro, whatever's going on with your audio there is coming through on the main tab.
Well, I know. I was trying to see. There's someone has posted a tweet of the bad guy being defeated by a swarm of bugs, which has to be the least threatening way anyone has ever been taken down. And
I thought it was just your whatever was affecting the lightsabers was affecting your connection.
That could be. I'm going to try and get it. I want all of you to be able to see how the baddie is defeated in this show. It's unbelievably great.
Look, for the audience out there, I'm just going to warn you that he's not defeated. He has a can of Raid, apparently, that he uses along the way.
He's covered it off. He's covered it off. All right, let's go back to John was trying to take us through the recap. John, it's
John,
so funny, it's difficult. So, okay, you had gotten us to the point where there's lightsabers, bad guys killing it, but okay, keep going.
Osha wakes up. Her first concern is the robot. She then sees a dead Jedi like right next to her, and then she looks over, I guess, into the forest, and there's a lightsaber fight happening. Basically, a bunch of Jedi get killed. The Plo Koon looking character, I don't know what the race is.
Keldor.
The Keldor Jedi gets wrecked. There's like 2 or 3 others that get wrecked. Yord gets wounded, and then
Yord gets sliced through the leg by a lightsaber, so he should be done.
But not all the way.
He's fine. He's fine.
And so he's like the last one. He's like the last one left alive, and Smilo is about to kill him, and then Osha's like, "Let me shoot him with the stun gun." She shoots him, and it does absolutely nothing.
Because reasons. But then he starts disappearing and appearing all over the planet for no reason.
I guess they're going to say that his armor has like some ability. Like I guess what Lauren was saying, he's got the Cortosis Weave or something like that can stop the stun gun.
Either that or plot weave. I couldn't tell which.
Oh, you're talking about.
It doesn't explain it at all. They never. No, the Smilo Ren. He is shot with a stun gun, and it does absolutely nothing to him.
Okay, so somebody did say in the chat that when one of the Jedi tried to hit him with a lightsaber, he did hit his armor, and there is precedent in the Old Republic for Cortosis Weave vambraces. So if that's where they're pulling from, then it could be Cortosis, and in a way, that might explain the red dust you were talking about. Cortosis is kind of brittle stuff. It's difficult to work with. That's why it's not all over the galaxy. So it wouldn't surprise me if when they start putting after episode notes that's what they say that stuff is. And if it's dust, if it's floating around all over the place,
dust on the ground.
Maybe
2,000 square feet of red thick dust.
Maybe like that's how
it's like the salt on Crate, like literally.
Maybe that's how they explain why the lightsabers are malfunctioning if the stuff's just floating around. I have no idea. I'm going off what you guys are saying.
There's no explanation for it whatsoever.
Yeah, there's no
other than him passing his lightsaber over.
All right, we got to pause in our recap for a minute. We've got the fight between the cartel man and Jecki, and this is where I was laughing to the point I had to wipe tears out of my eyes. This is great. Culture, are you there? Culture, are you watching this? What are you doing, Culture? I saw something on his head. What's he doing? Okay, anyway, folks, here it is. Enjoy it. It's 15 seconds. We don't care anymore. We're just playing it. Like CNN in the next few days, they can come after us if they want to. Here we go. Okay. She's got some tough elbows, let me tell you.
Yeah, elbow to metal. And this is a helmet that is, I mean, supposed
covered
to be
in metal
secure to
teeth, by
dead.
the way. Here we go. A 13-year-old breaks the helmet with her elbow. And then stabby stab.
Oh.
This is the same person that he had the upper hand on her and decided to run away when she was looking at something else. So like he had full opportunity to kill her and decided to kill her after he unmasked her.
But, and Coach, you take this, but we have also learned, folks, that the way that Sabine survived was you don't stab him once, you don't stab him twice, you stab him thrice to take him down. Culture?
That's exactly what I was going to say. It's
like, look, great minds.
If you really want to kill somebody with a lightsaber, stick him 3 times. You'll be all good. By the way, I don't. Did you see the blade go all the way through her all 3 times, or just like a little like? Didn't it feel like a little daggery? Like maybe
she needs a little force healing.
He does. He pulls the other lightsaber is smaller. It is like a dagger.
Do you notice
that
they are?
One.
Do you notice that they are so squeamish about the lightsabers anymore that they never use them as slashing weapons? When
they actually hide they hide it behind trees in the show. Yeah.
When contact is actually made, the only time it is when they're thrusting.
There's a scene where it looks like he beheads one person and then they literally cut it away.
I'm not the only immature one here. All right, keep going, John. Keep us going on what happened in this show.
By the way, wait. Before you do that, I just want to say and acknowledge what Lauren said, because they literally took somebody's head from them behind a tree.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Yeah.
Well, apparently my headphones aren't on, John, so thanks. All right. I'll be quiet now.
Okay, John, when you get to the point where the bugs take him up, I've got the video ready.
Okay.
The crowd who has not seen this, they're not going to believe how the baddie is defeated in this episode. He'll be back. Cartel Man will return, but it's the most inglorious way of being taken down I've seen in a long time. All right, go for it, John.
So Yor's laying on the ground. OSHA saves him by shooting him, and then Smilo decides to start chasing her instead of.
By the way, he brushes off that shot. Brushes it off.
He brushes. It doesn't do anything to him, and then instead of just like killing Yord right there and then chasing her, he decides to just leave him alone. Stupid. And then Master Soul, who has not been seen, he just randomly shows up.
Right, in a totally different spot from where the battle was, John. He's just he's somewhere else for no reason needed. Just here you go.
Yeah, who knows
the place where all the Jedi were. He's not there. He's somewhere totally different now. No explanation. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. And then so he shows up and then he commands Yord to send or to take OSHA back to the ship. They start doing that, and then Basil randomly just shows up and is supposed to be leading them to the ship. He eventually like just disappears like he always does. The guy just like
he's like a terrible NPC in a video game where you're like, where'd that quest giver go? He's gone again. I gotta go find him. He's always out. Poor Basil, man. Poor Basil.
And then we get this. May picks up Kalnaka's lightsaber in the hut, and then she starts fighting the Jedi, which didn't make any sense to me because she literally just declared last episode that she was going to turn herself in, and she's good. She's bad. She's bad. Snip. Now she's just I'm gonna fight these Jedi here who are trying to arrest me. So she's completely changed whatever she had planned. She
has ethical vasectomies and then reverses that and then goes right back to it. It's something special. Office reference there, folks.
Yeah, she's fighting Jackie because Jackie apparently also was just, I don't know, lying around on the ground and then like recovers.
She woke up. All the others are dead, but Jackie, because she was a main character, she wakes up.
And then so there was that fight there, and then we go back to, I guess, Master Soul and Smilo. And
she was like just a child.
The cringe dialogue. Well, we're not there yet. Cringe dialogue that Jonas mentioned about basically Master Soul or Smilo Ren is now Magneto because he's like, I'm not going to take my helmet off so you can read my thoughts.
Here you go. You don't remember me? I sense something familiar. You carry a Jedi weapon, but you are no Jedi.
Wow.
Also, at this point, why are all these people so spread out? It makes no sense whatsoever. They were tightly packed, and they got blown across by the Sith. There is no reason for all of these people to not be like right on top of this guy.
I have many questions.
Okay.
Okay, first one is, so before we started this episode, I remember Smilo like blasting people across the universe and like dust clouds floating about. Now, they're on a swampy planet with bugs. I
think it's just like a forest.
Okay, so why wasn't the dust red then? Because remember, the ground is covered in red stuff. Why wasn't that
salt.
red dust?
It was salt. Yeah.
It's not that kind of show, guys. You're asking questions of something that has no answers.
I have the answer. It's in the Reimagine Tomorrow Disney DEI policies. They had to hire a contractor that supplies that red dust, and that's who they got.
All right, guys. For the audience who hasn't seen it, I just want to show how the bad guy is defeated. We'll get to it in a moment, folks. I can't leave you hanging anymore. Again, they're probably going to get us for showing this stuff, but listen. Yeah, we got to play it. All right, here we go. Ready, everybody? Sorry that it's this size. Somebody's captured it, on a cell phone, posted to X. You get the idea. Here we go.
Oh no! What happened?
So yes, folks, that's how the bad guy is defeated. She puts a flashlight. They love flashlights. She puts a flashlight on his back, and the bugs get him.
But it was Robot Head.
It was Robot Head.
The head off her robot and stuck it on the dude. Apparently, he's got like adhesive skills.
Also, whereas you cannot apparently stab him with a lightsaber, you can meticulously stick a robot head to his clothing.
Yep.
It might seem more difficult, but then again, after she just forced us to spare his life and not incarcerate him in any way so that he could attempt to kill them again, this makes perfect sense. To stick a light bulb on his back and hope that a bunch of beetles will be too much for him. So what we've learned in this episode, folks, is Jedi are nothing versus big bugs. Big bugs way better than Jedi.
No, the Jedi killed the bugs. The Sith lose to the bugs, remember?
Oh, that's right. That's right. Because Bug Zapper lightsabers.
Is this Helldivers? What are we talking about anyway? No. The reason that the reason that the Beatles couldn't beat him is because they didn't have the rights to Abbey Road.
I'm worried that those bugs are actually with immigration reform. I'm afraid that they're actually taking him for questioning on the jungle planet.
You know what? I heard Jonas actively sigh at that joke. I'm not good.
All right, John, keep us going.
So then there's some back and forth, and then you go back to Osha, I guess, and Yord is there going through the forest planet, and Yord is like basically telling her that this Sith has the witch ability to get into a Jedi's head, so he's actively attacking them with the Force while he's in the lightsaber fight, I guess, but similar to how we saw in like episode 3 where like I don't know, self-delete guy, his eyes like rolled back in his head, but we didn't see any of that in this episode. But that's how they were trying to like connect it.
It did come up in the previews though. So they I actually went to go watch the previews again because I thought that they put in some dialogue that wasn't in some of the original episodes. But then I remembered. By the way, I'm just confirming they were definitely there to find Kelnaka. So this is a plot hole from the last episode because Sergeant Sniffers or whatever the guy's name is, he or they's name is
Basil.
Yeah, Basil. That's right.
Hey guys, I got an update. I got to break in.
Uh-oh.
This is big. New Scott Mendelson, Paul Tassi, Scott Mendelson.
Oh no!
He says I have been mixed on the Acolyte. That's why he's went to war. Went to war with it. But that was one heck of an episode. Incredible fights, genuinely shocking moments, bugs like you've never seen. I hope everyone can just shut up and enjoy it as Star Wars fans. This will not happen.
This guy just lies to himself.
Oh, I feel bad for him.
He's new Scott Mendelson. It's his new identity. He's playing a role.
Well, I have to say,
go ahead.
There's more of us.
There are more of us, but I want to say that they really did make Yord an idiot like the whole time. This dude, normally I do not use words that are unflattering, but he probably calls his wife's boyfriend all the time. There is some really bad stuff about. He's constantly giving people orders and things that no, you need to do this when they ignore him. And
the Jedi Shin are completely incompetent and incapable. They use York to do that.
And Yord is specifically the worst at it. And now we don't have to worry about it anymore because spoiler alert, dude died, which is good. Anyway, we'll get there.
This also makes the ridiculousness of the last few weeks of them making jokes about Yord polishing his robes or whatever even more ridiculous. Like they cannot figure out the ironing. Sorry, didn't mean to go there.
Steaming.
I had to think about who Yord was for a second because I just know him as Jedi Master Superfan.
Just let this clip play again. Watch how many times she spins at the beginning of this thing. I mean, she's like a triple. What do you call those triple?
It's a triple axel.
Triple axel. Triple axel. Watch this. Look at that. She is freaking on the. Never mind. I can't.
I'm sorry. Make your moves subtle.
Squid Games didn't do this well against him. By the way,
she deserves to be stabbed.
I gotta say, I legitimately said to myself, here, I said, look, I don't care. I don't care about. I was like, you know what?
It's like a 1080. She does a freaking 1080.
I was like, screw channel monetization. If she kicks out of this, if she is yet another stunning, brave female that survives being impaled by a lightsaber, I'm done. 3 times. I not for a second thought she was dead.
It's triple Sabine. Oh my gosh.
Bro's going for his first copyright strike tonight.
Yeah.
I don't even care. No, we don't want to strike.
How about the fact that why wasn't she fighting Smilo Ren? Why did she just run away from the fight? She was just there to fight Mary Kate and do a much better job than Trinity did.
Oh,
it's so bizarre.
She pulls out her little knife, and all I can think is that clip from The Amazing Spider-Man where he's like, "You found my weakness. It's small knives."
Folks, we're still monetized. We're still surviving. Not taken down yet.
In the first place.
I don't know how we're still monetized, but I know this. Marvin's funny.
Love it.
There has been one good lightsaber fight in all of Disney Star Wars, and it is I will give it to I know Culture. I'm sorry. It is the Vader. I like the Vader Obi-Wan fight because if you actually watch it from a lightsaber form perspective, Obi-Wan starts switching forms and he starts using forms that have worked against Anakin in the past.
If you remove the shaky cam from it, it's a much better fight.
Okay, and also that's true. But I have to ask a question. This is for all of us in the fandom. Do you know who did that choreography?
Didn't Vash just say
Andrew Stanton?
No, the reason I ask is because like the people who Nolan's Batman, right? The Batman Begins and the trilogy, the choreographers for that created a whole lot of different things that were like an amalgamation of fighting styles. So you had Justo de Gaze, I can't pronounce it.
No, the gays are in.
Well, that's what demonetizes finally. Culture with his rambling words and saying profanities.
I just don't know how you
had to say de Gaze right here on the channel, folks. Had to say it.
It's Portuguese.
Go ahead, slur on, sir. Slur on. What do you got?
The other guy was Andy Norman, right? And these are the guys that gave you this fighting style that was specific to Batman. So like there was a particular combat style that they kind of invented.
Culture calls these gays.
It's called Kisi. It's right there.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Who did you guys say was the sword master and choreographer for the prequels? Because I don't.
Nick Gillard.
Yes, Nick Gillard. Yeah, that's it.
Very good. So, but I'm out of focus. Sorry, guys. So anyway, no, the whole point being that
in so many ways.
Thank you. That like those are the people you need, right? The guys that came up with the idea of how to have a proper lightsaber battle and all of that. I think that that's what the show is missing is people who understand how lightsabers work and what sword styles. Apparently, there's 7. I did not know this.
7 forms. Technically 8. Technically 8 because there are 2 different form 7s.
Even the martial arts stuff.
Yes, I know Culture. Mace Windu invents his own Form 7, which is called Vapad.
Space Dave, I'm gonna steal your super chat and say this. the power of 1, the power of 2, the power of 7 or 8 lightsaber fighting things. I don't know.
You're supposed to be plugging this, Culture. What are you doing, you madman? Plug away. Plug away.
All right, wait.
Pro is not subscribed. I'm just going to point that out right now.
Wow, Pro is not subscribed to our
Ladies and
channel.
gentlemen, I did it just so I could show you. Click that subscribe button right now.
Boom!
Ooh.
Hey,
Flip that bell upside down. Wait, no, it doesn't work on that one.
Tomorrow's a huge day. Tomorrow's a big day, kids. We have the launch live stream. We have been planning this for months, believe it or not. We've been talking about it. We've been agonizing over it. We've been creating very insufficient art for it, as you can see.
How did you
behind
go
me.
from that? How did you go from Hollywood Studios to an arcade that fast?
I don't know, but
you are a man of mystery.
Redevelopment. They're reappropriating
the
space.
mystery is the amazing green screen behind me. Gentrification also. But no, honestly, check out that gameplays tomorrow. We have a live stream. It starts at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It'll end at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Probably not, but we'll try. Then at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We already have videos in the can for you. We have a great crew of people there. I can't even begin to tell you. We will obviously expand the people we're working with. We're going to steal all this man's stories because he writes stuff sometimes. And sometimes
John appears to just now be aware of the theft that's about to happen. Culture, you got to go to 5. You're my lead-in. You got to go to 5, man. I'm sorry. And ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end yet again of another video of pure excellence. Boy, oh boy, these things are interesting. The Acolyte, it's not good in terms of like quality, especially episode 5. But in terms of comedy, in terms of just fun and laughing at it, I'm telling you, it's a 5 out of 10 as a comedy. As a real piece of Star Wars, it's like a 2 out of 10. It's a 3 out of 10. But a 5 out of 10 for comedy. I laughed so hard. It was amazing. Hope you did too, folks, if you're choosing to watch it. And I don't recommend you do, because I don't believe we should support Kathleen Kennedy and the former personal assistant to Harvey Weinstein. But that's just my opinion. No official call for boycott here. Never, nay, never. Folks, one thing we always do ask for, though, is your like, click, stick to the algorithms. That's the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. And folks, if you're not yet subscribed, we certainly do appreciate every single one of those. We'll have a special edition of The Pro Show Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern, as well as a member-exclusive live stream that will take place thereafter. And folks, don't forget that That Game Place launches today. It's our brand new video game news YouTube channel, run by Jonas J. Campbell and Culture Casino, with a huge bevy of amazing panelists who will be rotating in and out. They are fantastic. Go subscribe so you do not miss out on the launch today at 3 p.m. Eastern. Folks, wherever you are and whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.
You'd better hang on to your feathers, little bird. They need to put you in the show.
What? Jose, what are you listening to? You don't even have ears.
Vacation Radio 24/7. Original music on YouTube. Vacation Radio. WDW Pro Music Channel.
I have no idea what you're saying. But if you want to be listening to music, you should head over to Vacation Radio 24/7 on YouTube. One of the 100 other channels WDW Pro's been working on. Oh, and I have a song for you, Jose. Jose Cowabunga. He is Jose Cowabunga. He's Jose. That one seems a little bit foreign to you.